Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Dallas Stars franchise mode here in NHL 20. So in last episode, we made a pretty questionable trade as we got rid of our first round pick for this year and for next year to acquire a medium elite player who's already 25, and he doesn't look like he's going to reach that elite status, but he's like an 86, so it's still pretty solid. And we also got back, like, I think a second round pick or a third round pick, I can't remember exactly, but we did make a pretty good deal, and that ended up helping us just barely get into the playoffs. If we would have missed the playoffs, we would have given up a lottery pick, and I don't know how far that would have went, if they would have gotten a top 10 pick or what, but I think it's good that we just barely made the playoffs, and hopefully we could re-sign this guy, because we don't have any cap in this roster build kind of thing. So I could technically re-sign this guy if I want to, but I would leave that up to you guys. But anyways, this guy that we acquired is, I forget his first name, his last name is Sador. It is Jared Sador. We acquired him from Tampa Bay, 86 overall, as you can see, medium elite. He's only 25, so he could still technically grow to the elite status for one more year. And yeah, basically with us down the stretch, he put out 20 points in 24 games, so he was really good offensively. His plus minus wasn't the greatest, but it doesn't seem like he's much of a physical player either, so that's nice. And yeah, I think he's a good addition to this team. He actually is a power forward too, so he could probably score a lot of goals if we give him more of an opportunity, because I don't think in Tampa Bay he got much of an opportunity based on his numbers. It looks like he was mostly playing like second line time probably. This time he's playing first line. And as you can see in the playoff stats with Tampa Bay, he was really good. He had 13 points in 20 games, so I'm hoping that he could bring some good playoff numbers to us, because we need to win the Stanley Cup this year, probably just because of the fact we gave up a first. I don't really want it to be somewhere below 20, so we want to at least get past the first round. But yeah, anyways, the rest of our roster looks pretty solid. We are having a lot of older guys, though, is the problem, and yeah, a lot of these guys are kind of on the drop-off, I would assume. So we might need to start bringing in some prospects. We do have some guys that will be in the lineup next season. And yeah, our defense is not really the greatest either. We do have an injury at the moment. I think it was to Darian Hatcher, and that is why Paul Cavallini is on the top two. So we're going to have to deal with that injury in the first round for a bit. And yeah, hopefully Nabokov has a good playoff simulation, because he's been kind of up and down in terms of playoff simulating the last few seasons. As you can see, like his 1.8 there was really nice, but then the last few he's put up a 3.28 and a 3.62. So anyways, let's get into this first round against the St. Louis Blues, who we faced last year in the playoffs, I think it was. And yeah, we got kind of destroyed, even though it was a 7-game series. They have a very tight lineup. I'll show you guys quickly, just because I don't want this episode to be too long. But yeah, basically they're reliant on their top line, especially Shanahan, Janney, and Hull. Brett Hull usually puts up a lot of goals. Craig Janney's usually the assist man between the two of these guys. And then Shanahan is a guy that could do it kind of all. And then the rest of our lineup is pretty similar to what it's been in the years past as well, and it's all pretty solid too. But defensively, this is where they're weak, but they still somehow beat us last year. You see, you got two 84s, but like an 80 and a 76, and then two more 76s. This defense is pretty questionable. And their goaltending is also questionable, but Trevor Kidd has just been a really good simulator, so we don't really know if he's actually that good. Like, he could get a random boost into like an 85, so he's more of an 85 goalie, let's just say. And then Chris Mason is the backup. And then they also have currently McGinnis out with an injury, which means that if McGinnis comes back, they are going to have even a better top 9. So yeah, anyways, let's get into game number 1. St. Louis had a really good season. We just barely squeaked in, like, by no points at all. I think we had one more win than Germany. I think it was Germany. So we just barely squeaked into the playoffs. So St. Louis had 55 wins during the regular season. I think they were top of the league. So this is going to be a very tough matchup. But if we could somehow beat them, then I think we could beat anybody pretty much. So let's see if we could pull off an upset. So game number 1. In the St. Louis Arena. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Hopefully Sador shows up. First period, and it's 1-0, and it's Scala shots. Okay, not bad. A guy that's more of a defensive defenseman scoring, and we are being outshot 10-5, but we still have a 1-0 lead. Second period, and 3-1 us. Nice. In Cavallini, and look who it is, Mr. Sidor. I'm really hoping Sidor could pull through a lot, because if Sidor could put up a lot of points, I think we should be in business. And Brendan Shanahan makes it a 3-1 game. So basically, I picked up Sidor to know that he's more of a power forward like Shanahan. That's pretty much the exact same type of build that the two of them are, except for Sidor is a lot bigger. So shots are 27-13 in favor of the Blues. Let's see what happens here in the third. See if we could just lock this one down in St. Louis and take a 1-0 series lead. I'm kind of surprised that Cavallini scored because he's like a 74. And Jason Bowen scores too. So we're getting goals from our defensemen, which is pretty nice. Even without Darian Hatcher in the lineup, we're managing to score. And Yashkevich makes it 4-2, and that is going to be the final in game number 1. So at least we stole one in St. Louis, and it was a pretty solid game for Nabokov. So goals, shots from Martinson and Klatt, Cavallini from Zalapsky and Craig, Sidor from Medano and Wong, and Bowen from Medano. So only one goal from Sidor in that game, but it was still a good game for him and that top line, looks like. And yeah, Nabokov had a strong game, and he gets first star, Korolev the second star, and Medano the third. Okay, so we have a 1-0 series lead. Hopefully we can continue that into game number 2 in St. Louis still. If we could take both of their games and then win on home ice, that would be really nice. Maybe we're going to pull off the thing Columbus versus Tampa Bay. It might be a bit too early to say that, but maybe we could be like the Columbus Blue Jackets and destroy Tampa Bay. So here we go, game number 2, still in St. Louis. Let's see if we could take a 2-0 stranglehold, maybe. Well, it's not really stranglehold, but still a 2-0 series lead. First period, and it's 1-1, okay. Craig Janney opens the scoring, and then Donald Adet makes it a 1-1 game. Shots are 11-9 in favor of us, so we got more shots this time around. Second period, and it's 2-1 us. Nice job, boys. Russ Courtnall, a veteran on the team. It's a 2-1 lead for us, and the shots are 22 apiece, which means this has been a pretty back-and-forth game. Let's see what happens here in the third and see if we can get an insurance marker, please. Come on, Sidor. I know you want to score, man. Power play. And it's a long power play, and we managed to not score on it, but at least it killed some time off in this period. But we still need to hold them off. Come on, boys. Nicely done. Another great game from Nabokov. We win 2-1. Shots were 34-31 in favor of us, but Nabokov with a 30-save performance. So maybe Nabokov is having a good playoffs this year. So Adet from Godiniuk and Courtnall from Lundell and Adet. 3 stars in that game. Nabokov with 30 saves gets first star and only 1 goal against. Trevor Kidd the second star, and Russ Courtnall the third with the 1 goal, 1 assist. Okay, so we are 2 games away from ending the series, but hopefully we could still win on home ice. We just won 2 games in St. Louis, but we don't know if St. Louis is a good road team or not. So, yeah, hopefully we could take a 3-0 series lead. I'm surprised that we're managing to win this much games against a team like the Blues, who we probably lost most of our games to during the regular season. So here we go in the Reunion Arena. It's censored tongue twister. Reunion Arena. I'm like really overtired too, so anyways, game 3, first period, and it's 1-0 us. Let's go, boys. We're doing pretty good this playoff round so far, and Nabokov's been on point. Martinson makes it 1-0 after 1. Shots are 13-10 in favor of the Blues. Second period, and yikes, that's not the type of period Nabokov's used to. Brett Hull scores, Phil Housley scores, and Jani Laukkanen scores. And now all of a sudden we're down 3-1 here in game number 3. Shots are 22-20 in favor of us, but we're down by 2 goals. So let's see if we could have a little bit of a comeback maybe. But other than that, that's not a good way to have a second period. Like the second period is pretty much the most crucial period, I would assume. And Brett Hull scores his second to make it 4-1. Goddamn. We need to make sure that top line doesn't get going, because once they get going, they're pretty much impossible to stop. And yeah, we're going to lose this game by a final score of 4-1 in game number 3. And the Blues are back in the series technically. Hopefully Nabalikov could rebound from that. And hopefully we could take a 3-1 series lead with next game, because I don't want to have a tied series headed back to St. Louis. So Martinson from Viborny and Klatt is our only goal. And then, yeah, basically the top line took over, or the best players on the team took over for the Blues. 3 stars in that game, all Blues players: Brett Hull, Trevor Kidd, and Phil Housley. Okay, so we are headed to game number 4, and it's been kind of a back and forth series. Both goalies have been actually pretty solid in a sense. Oh yeah, and our AHL team also assimilated really well last year during the regular season. I forgot to mention that. And yeah, they're in the playoffs, so I'm pretty happy for that. Yeah, so they're already up 1-0 in the series. So hopefully their AHL team could do really good this year, because we do have a lot of really good prospects down there. So yeah, we'll keep tabs on that, I guess. Game number 4, come on boys. Rebound from List Nabokov. You can do this, I know you can. Let's see if we can take a 3-1 series lead. First period, and it's 2-1 for them. Okay, I'll take that. It's not a 3-1 lead for them. Medano scores for us, but then Brett Hull and Igor Korolev score to make it a 2-1 game. They only have 8 shots on goal, so it's not a good start for Nabokov in this one. Hopefully he can rebound in the second period, and it's 4-2. God damn it, guys. Don't blow series leads, please. Williams makes it 3-1. Sweeney makes this a 3-2 game, but this goal by Svechkovsky is kind of a backbreaker. Make it a 4-2 game. Shots are 19-18 in favor of the Blues, but we're down by 2 goals, and we need to have a comeback here in the third, or else this series is a brand new one headed back to St. Louis. So here we go. Third period. Let's see what happens. We get an early power play, and Donald Odette scores. Nicely done, Donald. Did Donald duck? Come on, boys. We need one more goal to tie this up. Who wants to be that man? Sidor, I haven't seen you since your first goal in game 1, I think it was. Come on, boys. Ulf Dahlin, a former Dallas Star player, makes it 5-3, and that is going to be the final. And we have a brand new series, so I might make some line changes, because all of a sudden the Nabokov is letting a lot of goals. So our only goals in that game: Medano from Cortland LaShawn, Sweeney from Wong, and Odette from Zalapsky. Yeah, we've been bad defensively these last 2 games. We need to find a way to kind of clean that up a bit. Hopefully Darren Hatcher's back soon. I think it was until the 25th, so he might be out this entire playoff round. Also, sorry if I have to pause the video a lot and do a lot of cuts in this video. It's because it is really hot today. It's like 30 degrees, and I have to drink water every couple of minutes. So how is our AHL team doing? They are tied now with the Rampage. Okay. So yeah, let's make some line changes quickly going into game 5. Hopefully we can win back in St. Louis again. We did take the first 2 games, but we've lost 2 in a row since. How's the top line been doing for production anyways? So yeah, Sidor's only got the 1 goal, but they're still plus, so at least they're playing solid defensively. As for defense, which defense is doing bad? Not really anywhere is doing super bad. It's just Nabokov, who's dropped the ball the last 2 games. What do I want to do? I don't know if I want to make any line changes in that sense. Oh, that might be better. Let's move Godiniuk up with Zalapsky. Give the stronger 2 there, and then LaShawn play with Capellini, and Sweeney, and Bowen. Okay, that's my only little change I'm going to make. See if it helps us out defensively a bit, even though I don't think it will necessarily, but you never know. Nabokov should be able to bounce back, but he's had really bad games lately. He started the series off with only 3 goals against in 2 games, and then he's let in 9 in the last 2, so it seems like he's not very much of a clutch goaltender like we need him to be. So hopefully he could win here in St. Louis for game 5. See if we could take a 3-2 series lead or not. So here we go. First period, and 1-0. There's a good first period for him. Hopefully he can keep it up the rest of the game too. So Donald Odette scores his 2nd of the playoffs and 2nd in as many games, I think it is, to give us the 1-0 lead. Shots are 11-10 in favor of the Blues. Come on, boys. Second period. There you go. That's the second period I wanted to see. We had a really bad second period a couple games ago, And we just had a really good one of our own. Sador, with his second to the playoffs, makes it 2-0. Lundell makes it 3, and Klatt makes it 4-0. Shots are 21-20 in favor of the Blues, but we still got a 4-0 lead. Let's see if we could just lock this one down. Svechkovsky's going to break Nabokov's shutout, and Shanahan makes it 4-2 quickly. That's not good. Come on, boys. You got to just hold them off. Penalty kill, crucial one, and we managed to do so. Final 5 minutes of this third period, and we are going to lock it down. Donald Ledette gets a big goal to make it 5-2. And that was his second of the night, and that will ice it. And yeah, we got outshot 33-27, but a good bounce back game for Nabokov and a good offensive game for us. Hopefully we can keep it up in Game 6, because if we can, we will win the series, which will be nice. So Adet from Courtnall and Lundell, Sador from Wong-Medano, Lindell from Zalapsky and Courtnall, Klatt from Viborny and Martinson, and Adet from Lundell and Courtnall. So Anton Lundell seemed to have a really good game. Yeah, 1 goal, 2 assists for Anton Lundell. Adet gets second star, 2 goals, and Courtnall the third star with 3 assists. So I think that's the second line and maybe the third line partially. So good on those guys to get on the score sheet a lot in this series. Hopefully we can keep it up going into this Game 6, because Game 7s we've had with the Blues before are pretty difficult, especially trying to contain that top line of theirs. And AHL-wise, our AHL team is on the brink of elimination, which is not good. After that season that they had, hopefully they can rebound from that. So anyways, here we go. Game number 6. We're going to do a real-time simulation since we have a chance to win the series. Why not? Let's see if we can move on to the next round. Come on, boys. Let's see who can do it. Who wants to score some big goals for us? Medano, you've not really scored a lot, I don't think. You've been putting up more assists, which is kind of weird and uncharacteristic of you. Come on, boys. It looks like a scoreless first period. Oh, never mind. Williams scores to get the Blues on the board with 59 seconds left in that first, but a pretty solid defensive period, just not enough offense for us. So second period underway. Let's see if we could tie this game up. Who wants to tie it for us? And Bill Berg makes it 2-0, not good, and Roussel makes it 3-0. Okay, maybe I should quick sim periods. It seems like power play for us, we don't score on, and not a good game for Nabokov so far. And Donald Adet scores again. He's had 4 goals in the last 3 games, so he's heating up, which is nice. Jansen makes it 4-1, goddammit. Yeah, it looks like this one is pretty much a write-off, and looks like we're going to be going to another Game 7 with the Blues. And it really sucks having a Game 7 with the Blues, because if we lose that, it makes this Sador trade look really bad, unless I re-sign him, which I think I might do, but it's kind of unrealistic to an extent. Yeah, this game's a write-off. Not a good game from Nabokov. He was strong last game again, and then it seems like when those clutch moments need to happen, he just does not do good. 5 goals against for him. Yikes. Okay, so a debt from Klatt and Sweeney is our only goal, and there's the rest of their goals. 3 stars, Berg, Kidd, and Williams. So Trevor Kidd had a bounce-back game for them. Yikes, hopefully Nabokov could do it. We've won all 3 of our road games, but we've lost all 3 of our home games, which is really weird. So hopefully that trend continues in Game 7 and we win all of the road games. But, geez, this has not been a good series for goaltending. Yeah, Odette's got 5 goals in 6 games. Let's go to our edit line screen for a bit just to see if our lineup is the best we could have. So Odette is there. He's doing better than Medano on the top line. Well, in terms of goal scoring, at least. Let me just see. Oh, okay, we'll try that. Maybe move Sweeney up. And Nabokov, yeah, Nabokov's been not good. Maybe we want to start looking for another good goalie prospect, because not that I don't want to have Nabokov here for his entire term, but he just does not seem to be a playoff goaltender. Okay, anyways, Game 7, let's see if he could rebound from another bad game. He's been really inconsistent. 2 goals against, 1 goal against, and all of a sudden 4 and 5, and then 2 goals against, and then 5 against. So I don't like his consistency at all. Hopefully, Game 7, he could bounce back from last game. Another real-time simulation. Let's see if we could win this one and win the series. Pull off a big upset against a 55 win team. Brendan Shanahan makes it 1-0 Blues, which I do not like him letting in a goal early. And we're being badly outshot too. Power play, come on boys. Sador, nobody scores on that power play. I don't like that. But there's a goal from Mike Craig, so the fourth line comes through. I'll take that. Shots are 12-8 in favor of the Blues, and it's a 1-1 game. Let's see what happens here in the second period. Like I said, second periods are the most crucial ones, so we need to play good here. We need to play strong on defense, and oh god damn it, Brett Hull makes it 2-1. I hate that top line so much. Like in real life, they're an awesome line, but in this simulation, they just simulate way too good. Penalty kill, oh my god, no, and now Shanahan scores a power play goal, and we're down by 2 goals going into the third. I think that trade was a bad trade, maybe. But I think if you guys want me to, I will re-sign Sador, but I don't know how long term. Like, if you want me to re-sign Sador, let me know down below in the comments for how many years and all that sort of thing. So we're down by 2 goals. We need 2 goals to get back in this in Game 7. Nabokov has just dropped the ball, it seems like. Come on, boys. There's an early goal from Lindell, okay? Maybe that changes things. Power play. We don't score on it. We need another goal. There you go, Mike Craig, leaving into the fourth liner. He has 2 goals in Game 7. And Sador scores. Holy shit. Okay, and maybe our season's not done yet. Okay, maybe it is still. Jansen makes it 4-4. Are we going to an overtime situation? Yes, we are. Holy crap. This is a very anxious game. Because literally, we were down 3-1 going into that third, and then Lindell scores. Craig ties it up. And then Sador gives us the lead, and it's like, okay, maybe we can win this series. But then Jansen scores a late goal, so it's pretty much anybody's game at this point. Both goalies not doing so well. 34-32 the shots in favor of us. Who wants to be that hero for us? If Sador scores, this man is a good trade acquisition, I think. But if not, this is a very questionable trade I made during the season, especially giving up our first round pick for this year and for next year. Okay, here we go. Overtime underway in St. Louis. Who wants to be the hero? Come on, Stars. You can do this. Power play. And we don't score on it. We need to take advantage of those power play chances. There's another one, and we don't score again. Our power play needs to sim better, it seems like. And, oh, you gotta be joking me. Our season is done because of a 76 overall defenseman. Are you kidding me? This defense was horrendous, and a 76 is able to tie it up late and then win it in overtime. Nabokov dropped the ball, and yeah, we're out in the first round. I hate to say that because I was trying to go all in this year, technically. I guess I kind of did by giving up our first, but man, we have a lot of good, exciting prospects coming into the lineup next year, so we might have to make some moves, but shit. So Craig from Young and Stewart, Lindell from Bowen and Viborny, Craig from Stewart and Young, and Sador from Wong. But we kind of dropped the ball there. We were down 3-1, and then we were up 4-3 with like less than 10 minutes left. Then Jansen, the defenseman, scores, and then he scores in overtime as well. God damn it. Yeah, that stupid Jansen guy, and then also that top line of the Blues is too good. Who was badly minus that game even? So you can kind of see who's been doing bad. Audette's bad defensively. Courtnall. Yeah, it's that second line in terms of that. And yeah, this is just not good performance from the Nabokov. In a Game 7 with a 3.85 GAA and an 884. I'm kind of thinking we might want to run with Vokun sometime instead. And then maybe we flip Nabokov. I don't even know at this stage because we have just been really not too good lately. Okay, well, should we sim to awards? Yeah, we'll sim to awards, and I'll show you guys the awards, and then I'll show you guys the draft class. And I'll also show you our progress reports, because we do have a lot of guys making the NHL next season. So, and then that'll be it for this episode. Next episode will be probably, I don't know if it will be pre-recorded, maybe not, probably not. So you guys could let me know for next episode. about what we should do and all that. Just because I want to know your guys' opinions on re-signing Sidor, because his contract did just come to an end, but I think I still want to try and re-sign him because he could be a pretty good player for us with all the young guys coming into the lineup as well. But we just have to think about who we want to let go of and all that. And it sucks because our AHL team was also out in the first round. We should also check our AHL player stats fully because we didn't check that at the end of the season for them. We checked like 3 games near the end of the season. And the Boston Bruins are the Stanley Cup champions, and San Jose has won the AHL. So Boston winning a Stanley Cup, unfortunately without Ray Bourque because he retired a few years ago, but good for them. Let's take a look at those award winners, and then, like I said, we'll take a look at the draft class and the progress reports. So Boston wins their first Stanley Cup of this GM mode. St. Louis won the President's Trophy, and it was an LA and Boston Stanley Cup Finals. Kind of an interesting one there. In terms of individual awards, Matt Sundin takes home the Art Ross Trophy, and he also takes home the Hart. Phil Housley takes home his first Norris to break up Brian Leach's streak. Pavel Bure takes home the Lady Byng. Goldman takes home the Calder for the Detroit Red Wings. Mika Kiprusoff with the Conn Smythe. Yeah, Kiprusoff is doing really well. He's won a Vezina already, he's won a Stanley Cup, and a Conn Smythe. Patrick Wall wins the Vezina, so Patrick Wall has a very good season, probably near the end of his career at this point. And he also wins the Jennings. Carson Lambos wins the Bill Masterton. A coach named C. Kelly, I'll just say Chris Kelly, wins the Jack Adams. Brian Smolinski wins the Selke, and the Ted Lindsay goes to Sundin, and Richard goes to Sundin. So Sundin cleaned up on awards pretty much. In terms of the AHL, do we have any AHL award winners? Yes, we do. Bruce Street, who's a top 6 forward prospect of ours, scored the most goals during regular season, so that's a pretty good pick. And then he also had he was the most outstanding rookie player, so he was a rookie and he led the league in scoring. So that's really nice. Lindback, our defenseman that I said wasn't going to make the NHL, might still make it. He was the best defenseman in the AHL. So good to see some AHLers win awards. Street wins the Fred T. Hunt as well. That's good. Okay, so that's the AHL awards. Let's quickly take a look at... let's take a look at our player stats for the AHL quickly, just for the wrap-up of their season. And then we'll take a look at the draft class and the progress reports. So, yeah, see, Street had a really good regular season. How did he do for the playoffs, out of curiosity? He didn't play. Oh, yeah, he was injured in the playoffs. That's right. Lindback, how did he do in the playoffs? 3 points in 4 games. Yeah, see, Lindback had 63 points in a regular season. He might be the type of guy that ends up making it. Like, he's listed as a top 6, so we might want to play him next year instead of somebody on the top 6. Who knows? Johnson's another good prospect. He's still a couple years away, it looks like, but he had a good season. But I was more concerned about... Who was it? Antilla had 23 goals during regular season, 30 points. Pretty good for a rookie. Yeah, he had a really good season for goal scoring. Hopefully he grows to being that low elite potential. And then the guy that I was more concerned about, well, I wasn't concerned about, was wondering about, where the heck is he? Oh, he must have got called up to the NHL because of the end of the season. I don't know why it does that. It's kind of annoying. Let's just go to the progress reports right now, and then we'll go to the draft class. So let's go to, let's stay in the NHL, because that's probably where Drake went. Yeah, that's where Drake went. So Drake, who we had during the regular season for a bit, he ended up putting up 34 points in 33 games in the AHL, 4 goals and 30 assists. And then in the playoffs, he had 3 points in 4 games. Yeah, I'm really excited for this guy. He's probably going to be on our 4th line next season, or 3rd line maybe even, because he's more offensively minded. But yeah, we got to start thinking about what we want to do in terms of the rest of the roster. Like, who do we want to let go of? And who do we want to trade away? You guys should let me know down below so that way I have an easier time for next episode. I want to bring definitely Lindell and Wong back if their contracts are close to being up. And then Martinson's also some guy I want to keep around for a bit. Defensively, we are suffering a lot of drop-off as well. Taves is going to be in the lineup this season. He also had a really good year in Texas, being a plus 50 during the regular season. And goalie-wise, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we want to run with Nabokov or Vokun, because Nabokov chokes in the playoffs, it seems like. As for the AHL, let's take a quick look at progress reports down there. Sort by modified. So, wow, okay, elite player that we drafted, Connor Clancy. That was a third-round pick, I think. A third rounder? Was he a third rounder? Fourth rounder. Is up to a 67. He's growing pretty well, so that's nice. Let's actually just sort by potential instead. Lindback and Tilia. So you have some really good prospects. Not all of them are going to be ready for the lineup next season, but we are making some good progress in terms of draft players. Okay, and then goalie-wise, Simic could technically be a backup for us next season. Now, I leave you this question as well. Do we run with Vokun next season and get rid of Nabokov? Or do we get rid of Vokun and play Simic as backup? Because it is a decision that we kind of have to make. Okay, one last thing we need to do, check the draft class, see what is available, because I don't think I looked at the draft class yet. Might as well check and see what we could go after next episode. Oh yeah, we don't even have a first rounder though. But let's see, we're early or mid second round, late second round. We might be able to still find a good steal. If we could find a good steal, we might use that for our first pick. Anybody that's good in the second round, 51 goalie, and that could be elite goalie, but I don't think so. Now, 5 years away, he might be actually, or he could be a starter. Doesn't look like any medium elite steals this year, unfortunately. Any low elite steals? Potentially this guy. We'll pin him just in case. Same with this guy. I don't know if they'll be low elites or not, but we'll pin them. This guy's listed as a gem, so he could be low elite. 3 years away, he could be a top 4, but we'll still pin him. Okay, well, anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of our Dallas Stars franchise modes. So in next episode, we will take it to the draft, where we kind of look to add a bit more young guys, even though we already have a lot. And then hopefully next season, we're still a very good team, because this team should be a lot better than what they're doing, but we just can't beat like the St. Louis Blues. And yeah, as you can see, this year's draft, we only have our second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, so everything but our first. And yeah, next year we don't have our first either, so we kind of want to go all in a sense to try and win a Stanley Cup now while we have the chance to. So anyways, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time.